Good day, everyone. Before we start our today's discussion, I would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is Efraim F. Manzon.
I am Jandayan Buca.
I am Jandayan.
I am Henry L. Hype.
I am John Patrick F. Aparte.
I am Clent, Gerald, Silvano.
I am Bryan named Sumeguin.
I am Japp Alvarez.
And together, we are the Group 1.
Good day, everyone. We are the Group 1, and we are here to present to you about the impact of physical self on online interactions. So, here are the table of contents. First, we have the physical self. Second is the behavioral self. Third is mental health. And the fourth is online behavioral self.
Impact on physical self and online interactions. What is physical self? Physical self refers to the body, this marvelous container and complex, finely tuned machine with which we interface with our environment and fellow beings. The physical self is the concrete dimension, the tangible aspect of the person that can be directly observed and examined. The physical self has been defined as an individual's perceptions of himself or herself in the physical domain. It has been given a high priority in the study of self, as the physical self represents the public face of the individual. What is online interaction? Online interaction is that in marketing, consumers communicate or interact with each other, with a business or with a brand. And this is done in an online environment. Learn more in examination of empirical studies on customer engagement, online engagement, and social media engagement. Online social interaction are likely to occur even more frequently in the future since many consumers are now online more than ever. Thanks to smartphones, tablets, laptops, and the availability of Wi-Fi networks at home and work and in public spaces, given the ubiquity and importance of online social interaction in our daily lives. The brand purpose of this chapter is to synthesize what is known and unknown about the effect of social interaction on consumer judgment and decision making. Impact of physical self on online interaction, specifically A. Positive impact. Human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our connection has a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Being socially connected to others can ease stress, anxiety, and depression, boost self-worth, provide comfort and joy, prevent loneliness, and even add years to your life. B. Negative impact. In today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to find and connect with each other. Heavy social media and an increased risk of depression, anxiety, loneliness, self-harm, and even suicidal thoughts. Social media may promote negative experiences such as inadequacy about your life or appearance.
Different ways to lessen the negative impact of physical self on online interactions, and different ways to enhance your ability to interact with others in modern way of living. However, social media use can also negatively affect teens, distracting them, disrupting their sleep, and exposing them to bullying, rumor spreading, unrealistic views of other people's lives, and peer pressure. The risks might be related to how much social media teens use. Negative impacts on the physical self on online interaction and ways to prevent it. Distractions. Close any social media sites and apps. Now limit your smartphone usage. Turn off your phone or leave it out of reach. Create a social media schedule. Research where your time is and going, and use reminders. Replace your time on social media with other activities. Not enough sleep. Instead of scrolling through your phone, screen-free time will help prepare you for sleep. Maybe read a book, relax, take a breath, listen to music. Try whatever works to relax you without involving looking at a screen. If possible, keep your phone out of your bedroom at night. Exposed to bullying. Get someone to help you report it. Don't forward or share it. Don't take part in it. Leave the group or conversation. Say something kind or positive to the person being cyberbullied. If it's safe, take a stand against it and ask the people bullying it to stop. Rumors spreading. Try not to get upset or lash out at the person since it might make things worse. Plus, you want to be the bigger person in the situation. By maintaining your composure instead of getting upset, talk to them calmly and ask why they're gossiping about you. Unrealistic views of others. We find ourselves constantly comparing our looks to the famous influencers and models we see on our screens. Most of the time, the pictures we see are heavily edited to make them look perfect, and in return, they make us question why we don't look like them. The pictures we see are idealized and not real. Social media can then hurt our body image by constantly exposing yourself to ideal body type, leading to constant comparison of yourself to unrealistic standards.
Hi, my name is Efraim F. The impact on behavioral self on online interactions. The online disinhibition effect. Individuals are able to open up more in online support groups. This they argue foster personal empowerment, control, self-confidence, and improve feelings. Let's tackle about the most common online activities today due to pandemic on online class. Excelling in the virtual classroom. Online interactions can be both rewarding and challenging. Students often have preference for online or offline learning interactions, and they may select one learning environment over the other for variety of reasons. Interestingly, the online environment can increase interactions for acquired students who may not feel comfortable speaking up in traditional classroom in the midst of other learners. A group of learners may be presented together with the same students online, but the familiar feeling perceived anonymity online creates a non-threatening environment where participation can flow. Engagement is central to learning in the online environment. It is essential to become comfortable in the virtual environment to learn effectively there. Certain approaches can facilitate your online class interactions and communications. The synchronous and the synchronous online environment pose different challenges. The asynchronous environment, that is an online space in which interactions can occur at different times and often when others may not be able online, enables the individual students to post, reflect, and digest content at their own pace and in their own time. The synchronous environment, that is an online space in which participants meet together with simultaneously requires students to interact with others in that moment. The time in which an individual can type or voice a comment and immediately as it would be in traditional classroom. Excelling in either the synchronous or asynchronous learning environment requires attention to some particular aspects of the environment. For instance, studying in a digital space is predicated on basic understanding of technology you are using to access the space. Before beginning to contribute to a course online, check your personal technology for a working connection to the online learning environment. These include general connections to the internet and your university's LMS. Within the LMS, a virtual space for a specific classroom session is likely available. The technology around this classroom space would be explored before class begins. Students normally are expected to negotiate this access in advance and their own. If you experience difficult, consult with the Information Technology Help Desk on campus. Once you have entered an online classroom space, familiarize yourself with the technical features available. For example, there is a means for raising your hand to ask questions during class. A whiteboard is often available which can be used to add content freehand or to show slide. Communication with others is possible synchronously through a chat box conversation or a voice input. Instructors may provide a sample classroom space in which you can practice navigating and using classroom tools ahead of time so that you can focus on the content when in class.
So, hi guys. Our topic is impact on behavioral self on online interaction. My part is social media. So, what is social media? Social media enables users to connect with others and create a community. It's more about building relationships than simply announcing or posting and not engaging with others. It is undeniably changing the way one communicates. It is crystal clear that there are advantages and disadvantages of everything in everyone's life, and that includes our social networking habits. The practical advantages and disadvantages of social media are a subject of frequent discussion. But the participation in social media by the general public has increased sharply over the past 9 years. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of social media. The first advantages. One is educational process. Using online social networks in the educational process has been supported by several educational technology researchers who have emphasized the benefits of technologies. Rising of social networking sites and a general interest in students have attracted attention to the use of internet tools to develop distance education. 2. Worldwide connectivity. We have the chance to connect with others and share information through social media. It's the communication that brings us all together and it's easily accessible. 3. Online marketing. You can build a relationship with your customers that makes them more likely to use your services. You can get the feedback right away. 4 is information spread fast. All important things such as major news, events, missing person, weather, information, etc. can cover in the world in a moment. 4. If it's let us share everything with instead of convincing a publishing company, social media allows artists to satisfy a million people and gives creative control for themselves. Plus, it helps you to achieve your goals. Of your objective is to be healthier. Joining a group with the same purpose and making long distance friends help keep you accountable and can go a long way towards making those goals a reality. Encouragement and support are crucial, and social media can help with that. So, disadvantages. First, privacy problems, sharing your online location or getting in trouble at work because of tweeting something inappropriate or sharing too much with the public can cause you some issues that sometimes can never be solved. Second, it changes lifestyle habits and it is sleep disruption. Since using a social media network is all done on some computers or mobile devices, it can sometimes motivate too much sitting down in one place for too long. Staring into the light from a computer or phone screen at night can negatively affect your ability to get proper night sleep. 3. Lacks emotional connection. The quality of a conversation when using social media is unpleasant because you cannot sense the emotion of interest from the other person. It makes you wonder if they mean what they say. Or reduces family intimacy. Texting, Facebook, Twitter, etc. separate us from our families more than we actually think it does. When a family is spending family time together and watching a movie, in reality, most children are on their phones rather than watching the film with their parents. The debate about whether social networking is good or bad is expected to continue. There is nothing to be nervous about if you and your children use social media sites in moderation. So, if you or your children are worried about using social networking sites, don't be. Just keep your software update. Double check information before you believe it and keep your privacy settings updated too. And if social networking is getting you down, take a break. After all, when you're using it correctly, it improves your life. Thank you. That's all.
Mental health impacts of social media. There are two parts of mental health impacts, the positive side and the negative side. First, we're going to talk about the positive side. Human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our connection has a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Being socially connected to others can ease stress, anxiety, depression, and etc. In today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat to find and connect with each other. While virtual interaction on social media doesn't have the same psychological benefits as face-to-face contact, there are still many positive ways in which it can help you stay connected and support your well-being. Social media tends to reinforce use. People quickly became hooked on checking their statuses for comments and likes as well as pursuing other people's posts. Using social media sometimes activates the brain's reward center by releasing dopamine, also known as the feel-good chemical. This dopamine release, in turn, keeps people from coming back because they want to repeat those feel-good experiences. Social media also can boost self-esteem, especially if a person is viewed favorably online or gets a number of likes or interactions in their content. And social media allows some people to share parts of their identity that may be challenging to communicate in person. Social media can particularly helpful for people with social anxiety who struggles to interact with people in person. Here are examples of the positive aspects of social media. Social media enables you to communicate and stay up to date with family and friends around the world. We as human beings often miss the warmth and joy of being around our families and friends physically when we are working overseas, especially with our course being a marine engineer. Most of the time we would be away to our close ones. However, with the innovation of social media platforms such as Messenger, Instagram, and Facebook, we can be as close as our families and friends while also being away from them. We can easily video call or look on their posts on what and how are they doing. Find friends and communicate networks with people who share similar interests or ambitions using Instagram or Omegle to connect. Share interests and communicate with strangers from all around the world. It also joins to promote worldwide causes, raise awareness on important issues. With the rising threat of global warming on the Earth, scientists explain that we have 3 to 5 years left before the irreparable change that would happen. We can use the social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter to share and promote awareness on said issue, for people to lessen their use of the things that can lead to global warming. It can also seek or offer emotional support during tough times. As human, it is normal that we feel a little separation anxiety at times when being away from our families and we have no one to vent out to nearby us. We seek emotional support during our mental breakdowns, separation anxiety, and etc. We can also offer some help to other people, not just our families but also strangers that become our friends through social media who is going through a tough time. We can also discover with care source of valuable information and learning. On the internet, we can discover valuable materials that give us information about specific topics on ebooks, electronic books, or a YouTube video where a person defines or explains the topic on hand.
Now, in continuation of the report of Mr. Jandayan, I'll be explaining the negative side of the social media. Now, while the innovation of online interactions like the social media or online games may be beneficial to many, the overuse of said online interactions causes negative side effects to the person. And ironically, for a technology that's designed to bring people closer together, spending too much time engaging with social media can actually make you feel more lonely and isolated and exacerbate mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. And if you're spending an excessive amount of time on social media and feelings of sadness, dissatisfaction, frustration, or loneliness are impacting your life, and it may be time to re-examine your online habits and find a healthier balance. Now, social media may promote negative experiences such as the deficiency about your life or appearance. Even if you know that images you're viewing on social media are manipulated, they can still make you feel insecure about how you look or what's going on in your own life. Similarly, we are all aware that other people tend to share just the highlights of their lives, rarely the low points that everyone experiences. But that doesn't lessen those feelings of envy and dissatisfaction when you're scrolling through a friend's airbrushed photos of their tropical beach holiday or reading about their exciting new promotion at work. Next, fear of missing out or FOMO. While FOMO has been around far longer than social media, sites such as Facebook and Instagram seem to exacerbate feelings that others are having more fun or living better lives than you are. The idea that you are missing out on certain things can impact your self-esteem, trigger anxiety, and fuel even greater social media use. FOMO can compel you to pick up your phone every few minutes to check for updates, or compulsively respond to each alert, even if that means taking risks while you're driving, missing out on sleep at night, or prioritizing social media interaction over real-world relationships. Third, isolation. A study at the University of Pennsylvania found that high usage of Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram increases rather decreases feelings of loneliness. Conversely, the study found that reducing social media usage can make you feel less lonely and isolated and improve your overall well-being. Next, depression and anxiety. Human beings need face-to-face contact to be mentally healthy. Nothing reduces stress and boosts your mood faster or more effectively than eye-to-eye contact with someone who cares about you. The more you prioritize social media interaction over in-person relationships, the more you are at risk for developing or exacerbating mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. Cyberbullying. About 10% of teens report being bullied on social media, and many other users are subjected to offensive comments. Social media platforms such as Twitter can be hotspots for spreading hurtful rumors, lies, and abuse that can leave lasting emotional scars. Lastly, self-absorption. Sharing endless selfies and all your innermost thoughts on social media can create an unhealthy self-centeredness and distance you from real-life connections.
Good day everyone. I'm about to tackle about the ways to cope the negative effects of using too much online social interactions. So, a 2018 University of Pennsylvania study found that reducing social media use to 30 minutes a day resulted in a significant reduction in levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, sleep problems, and fear of missing out. But you do not need to cut back on your social media. Use that drastically to improve your mental health. The same study concluded that just being more mindful of your social media use can have beneficial results on your mood and focus. So while 30 minutes a day may not be a realistic target for many of us, we can still benefit from reducing the amount of time we spend on social media. For most of us, that means reducing how much we use our smartphones. These are the following tips that can help. So first is use an app to track how much time you spend on social media each day. So then set a goal for how much you want to reduce it by. So it depends on you on how many minutes, how many hours that you can, want. So next is turn off your phone at certain times of the day. So such as when you are driving, of course, and when you are in a meeting, at the gym, having dinner, spending time with offline friends, or playing with your kids. Do not take your phone with you to the bathroom, because that's gonna be hard for you guys. And spend your time with them, like for example your family, right? Spend your time with them, because phone can really let you out of focus most of the time. Okay, so third is do not bring your phone or tablet to bed, because turn the device off and leave them in another room overnight to charge, so that you can sleep early. Okay, so disable social media notifications, because it's hard to resist the constant buzzing in your phone, beeping and dinging of your phone, alerting you to new messages. Turning off notifications can help you regain control of your time and focus. Okay, so step 2, change your focus. Change your focus. Many of us access social media purely out of habit or to mindlessly kill moments of downtime. But by focusing on your motivation for logging on, you can not only reduce the time you spend on social media, but you can also improve your experience and avoid many of the negative aspects. If you are accessing social media to find specific information, check on a friend who has been ill or share new photos of your kids with family. For example, your experience is likely to be very different than if you are logging on simply because you are bored. You want to see how many likes you got from previous posts, or to check if you're missing out on something. Step 3 is spend more time with offline friends. We all need the face-to-face company of others to be happy and healthy. At its best, social media is a great tool for facilitating real-life connections. But if you're allowed virtually connections to replace real-life friendships in your life, there are plenty of ways to build meaningful connections without relying on social media. So, step 4 is feeling and expressing gratitude about the important things in your life can be a welcome relief to the resentment, animosity, and discontent sometimes generated by social media. That's all. And let's go to the next slide.
Here are the examples of positive impact of social media. First is virtual communities can help teens feel supported and connected. Persons who feel really self-conscious and nervous about being their true selves in their school or home setting, or who are struggling with depression or anxiety but don't know how to talk about it with their families and other friends, can find a particular strong sense of support from the safe space or anonymity of social media. Second, social media can be used to create a positive digital footprint of search results. Students can use their social media to highlight their social projects, sports, hobbies, volunteer work, and family vocation. Third is develop critical thinking by using social media for school projects. Students benefit from direct instructions of using social media to learn about topic. Example, they are looking for information on a specific topic. They can do Facebook search and find a group of people that is related or has an idea about the topic. Another one is when they do read articles, they make sure or they make more sense after being introduced to concepts of or by life people. Fourth is social media can help students learn essential job skills, because social media contains content that talks about job skills that can be learned by their viewer, or that is made by the content so that viewers can learn job skills. Fifth is social media can help young adults find acceptance and group of minded people. One of the positive of platforms such as Facebook and Instagram is that they provide young adults and teens a sense of acceptance and belonging, especially those who feel marginalized or alone. This network can also inspire them to try new things for their dreams and even speak up regarding things that matter to them. 6. Social media increase impact of knowledge to the world events. Social media can be a vehicle for doing good, giving every teen a chance of making impact in the community is very crucial. And with the use of social media, the impact is just one click away. It exposes them to essential issues, not only in the community, but all over the world as well. And with it, more teens are now empowered to help and support people all over the world, even just if it's miles away from them. 6. Students can utilize social media to spread social awareness and kindness. One of the reasons why teenagers are on social media is so they can search for new information on people, explore new things or ideas, express themselves the way they want to, and connect with others all over the world. And last is that students can learn new things from social media. That's all.